you've got family and friends that live away from this area that you can convince to fill out the consultation, because actually the consultation is so weighty that if they see an HA4 postcode, they won't take signature nearly size. But if you can ask your family and friends that live anywhere else in the country to respond, that's a very important thing that you can do. So it can be done on the paper copy, 7 questions inside there, or they can do it online. So I'll give you some of these to take away.
No, I'm online.
You just go to the Department of Transport website and the high-speed rail consultation will be on there.
Okay, right.
So persuade as many people as you can to do that.
Okay, right.
The government would like to build a new high-speed rail line between London and Birmingham. And they want to use your money to do it, and they want to devastate Ruislip along the way. Well, it will cut Ruislip in half. It's going to be tunnelled from Euston, and it will come out of Euston at a tunnel at Old Oak Common, and it will follow the central line down the A40, you know that rail corridor that already exists, so it will be following that line. There'll have to be lots of bridges and reconstruction of the whole Hanger Lane area along the way. It'll come through Greenford and Perryvale and Northolt, and then it'll come into Ruislip just behind where Sainsbury's is and the dump at Sainsbury's. So it'll take some of that land away. It will then cut across Long Drive and Station Approach in South Ruislip. The bridge there will need to be rebuilt, and the whole of South Ruislip Station will need to be rebuilt. They're talking about having a big viaduct that might look something like this through South Ruislip. And then by the time it cuts through Ruislip Gardens, we're talking about houses being demolished, scout huts, pubs, shops, people's businesses, people's homes, all the way through Ruislip Gardens, Roundways, Lawn Close, Alden Close, Helwan Avenue would disappear, up to West Ruislip where you have the care home at the station. The whole of that station would need to be rebuilt, the bridges would need to be taken out and rebuilt. If you think about how many different roads that affects Ruislip, the amount of bridges, stations that would need to be rebuilt, the traffic chaos that it causes, the neighbourhood's going to change completely, the whole community's going to suffer.
Spend more money to rebuild the stations and bridges.
£34 billion for the whole the route to be constructed, and in this area the train won't even stop here, so it doesn't benefit this area at all.
If you don't stop here, there's no point happening.
Not for anybody here. The government believes that it'll help people in Birmingham and further up in Leeds and Manchester when they go on and build the next section of the route, but at the moment we don't see any benefit coming through here at all, so as a community we're completely against it.
But when you say like the roundways and be all going, it means people been living there for a long time without a house, that means they'll be demolished.
Absolutely. They're not being told that their homes are going to be demolished at the moment. They're not going to be told until at least another year's time. It's very poor at the moment. So what we really need you to do is to get involved in the public consultation. There are 7 questions that the government has set. They're not particularly easy questions to answer, but if you can fill that out and send it off and tell them that you're against it, then that would really help.
They tried to build a third runway at Heathrow.
That's right.
The
campaign managed to stop that as well.
Yeah, the leader of the council protested against it.
Yeah.
They won. They demolished all around Farmersville.
That's right. So we're joining together with the people that helped to battle the third runway. Our MPs are helping us out. Hillingdon Council is supporting us. And we hope that since we stopped the third runway, we're going to stop this one as well. We need your help. So you need to take that home, have a read through, answer the 7 questions and send them off before the 29th of July. The consultation ends on the 29th of July, so we've only got a short amount of time to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's only this beginning of July now, it's 2nd July.
Absolutely, so we've got less than a month left.
Yeah, because I don't live around Ruislip, I live in Long Lane, Hillingdon. The thing is, I work around here.
Yeah, so actually coming in and out of Ruislip is going to be a real nightmare when they start closing the roads. But even Hillingdon could be affected by the time they build the loop to Heathrow. So the Heathrow spur hasn't been mapped yet, but there are lots of different options, and it's quite feasible that it can go through that area as well.
Oh, so that means I lose my house?
Very possibly, very possibly. We don't know which route it's going to take yet because they won't tell us. They're only consulting on this route at the moment, and then saying that they're going to send it round to Heathrow.
One of all those all these homes.
construction, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to get to the school at the bottom of the Ruislip Gardens estate. West End Road will have to be closed at some point. There's also a security risk for RAF Norfolk, traffic backing up, nobody will be able to get out to the A40 or actually come into Ruislip from the A40 that way, because Bridgewater Road will be closed as well. South Ruislip Station will be closed. It's going to disrupt the Central Line and the Chiltern Line, so even if you're not driving, trying to get anywhere on public transport will be a complete nightmare.
The
A40 is undoubtedly going to be affected, certainly when they start rebuilding the bridges around Hanger Lane. Access to the A40 is going to be very difficult from this end of Ruislip. People will have to go all the way down to Norfolk, but of course there's going to be roads closed in Norfolk as well to facilitate new bridges there. So the whole of the area is going to be a complete chaos.
Yeah, the thing is, like if they say when they last minute they say, oh, all this Herwin and all this roundways going to be demolished, and yeah, like, and the people, like they say, like, I think there's one house somewhere on its own, and said I'm not moving. Yeah, something happened. I can't remember where it was, and they said I've been living there all my life. Another house in was okay when it was third runway.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a guy who used to work around there as well. This woman's been living there 35 years. Said I'm not going.
Ladies and gentlemen,
well, the difficulty is that if it were a private company that were coming to buy our homes, we might be properly compensated. But this is a government scheme. We have no choice. We can't say we don't want to move. We can't say we don't want to have nowhere and we want to stay in our homes. But it will be compulsory purchase. So there will be no choice because it's not a private company. We're fighting the government essentially.
The Ruislip Manor today who is taking photographs but will have a signed document from
where all these people going to go?
We won't be able to buy homes in Ruislip, that's for sure.
No, we won't be able to go.
So the whole community, the neighbours that we've built up, family and friends that we have around here, it's all going to be torn apart. It's not just properties, and we can't be compensated for that. Where's the compensation for loss of your neighbours? Where's the compensation for the stress that we've been living under for the last 3 years? Who's going to compensate us for all of those things? The government surely won't.
No. So all this like the government saying like they ain't got no money and they want to do all this.
But they're spending your money, sir.
Yeah.
£34 billion of taxpayers' money.
Yeah. It goes into taxpayers.
Absolutely.
When we work hard and they want to take more do more taxes so they can waste more taxes but waste the tax money.
All of those points you must make sure you answer in the consultation as well. So all of those are very valid points, but you must make sure that you write to the government to tell them that, and then your voice will count.
Do you think when all this is over, do you think we win it like the third runway?
We've got to wait and see.
Yeah, I hope we do, because we want to keep Ruislip the same, isn't it?
Absolutely. Go and talk to your family and friends and make sure they fill out the consultation as well.
Of course, they haven't even got permission to do this, and they're already selling it.
Yeah, we're in close contact with our MP. John Randall was here earlier. We've been talking to him, and he's most definitely working for us.
Here we have Kelly Brennan from Ruislip against HS2.
Hillingdon against
And now it is Hillingdon. That's when they get all the new banners. So if you'd like to contribute, send them some money. Right. Now we have some questions for you.
So, how is HS2 affecting Ruislip?
At the moment it's affecting Ruislip with a severe blight, meaning many houses are unsellable and have lost value, but even despite the loss of value they're still unsellable. It's affecting the future of families who are trying to plan where their children will be educated in the future, because they can't be planning ahead because they don't know whether their homes will be demolished or taken, or whether the schools will be affected by noise and land take as well.
So if I don't live near the line, how will it affect me? Why should I be bothered about HS2?
Well, it will affect anyone who lives in the area but not directly on the line in 3 ways. It will affect you in terms of being a taxpayer, in terms of the 32 billion cost of the line that isn't being spent on other services that it potentially could be spent on. It's going to affect you in terms of disruption during construction, because they will affect the Chiltern Line, the Central Line, which will have a knock-on effect on the Metropolitan and Piccadilly Line. It will affect you in terms of road closures while bridges are being rebuilt and moved and roads are being affected, and also loss of leisure facilities while they use potentially parkland to be a construction compound where they will have all their equipment and machinery.
Okay, so how do I respond to the consultation?
You can respond to the consultation that looks like this online at the DFT's website. It's dft.gov.uk/highspeedrail, or you can phone them. There's a number on the website, or you can contact your local action group. And you can fill in the consultation on paper. There's a form in the middle that looks like this, or you can do it online. It takes the form of 7 questions that we would warn you we believe are heavily loaded in favour of HS2, but we have produced a document that will be circulated around Hillingdon that gives you advice on the 7 questions and the impact on the area, and you'll be able to find that online at hillingdonagainst.hs2.com. And also you could choose to write a letter or an essay and just state clearly you wanted that to be seen as your consultation response if you choose not to answer the 7 questions, but you have a comment and opinions on the proposal.
So why should I in Hillingdon be bothered about HS2?
Okay, well wherever you live in Hillingdon you're going to have the impact of the construction work, particularly as parts of the A40 may be affected due to road closures on bridges just north of the A40, and also we believe there will be a massive impact on the Hanger Lane gyratory at some point, which will affect all people that use the A40. If you live in Uxbridge or the surrounding areas use the Metropolitan and Piccadilly line, there's about 20,000 users a day of the Central line that will be unable to use it at some point, and they will be transferring onto there. But much more importantly, long term in phase 2 of HS2, there will be a construction of a tunnel or other route to Heathrow, and it will go from Ruislip in a straight line to Heathrow. So the maps from the engineers suggest it will go through Hayes, Hillingdon, West Drayton, Uveley, Richards Park, Ivor, or Park very far side of North Uxbridge. We're really not sure yet, but there's 11 different routes that have been published by the Gazette, and basically anyone in south of Hillingdon could face having their house either demolished but much more likely tunnelled, which has a lot of implications for work bans and vibrations, but there's no guarantee of a tunnel, as the government have already shown a precedent of ruling out tunnels on cost over helping families remain in their home undisturbed.
So what is Hillingdon Council doing about HS2?
Hillingdon Council have been opposed formally to HS2 for a while. They've supported residents with their meetings, passing on information. They've had many meetings with HS2, and they're part of a group called the 51M group with 14 councils who are all working together to oppose the HS2 proposals. And the 51M group is named that because each constituency in the country will face the cost of £51 million towards HS2 construction, and that is why they've named themselves, to show everyone that each area will face that cost. So in Hillingdon alone we're looking at a constituency cost of £153 million for the 3 MPs in our area. It's Hillingdon against HS2, but it's Hillingdon-against-HS2.com to find our website.
Who else is involved in this, like Harrow?
In Hillingdon against HS2, we've got Residents Association and Action Groups from Uveley, West Drayton, Hayes, Hillingdon, North Uxbridge, Ruislip, Fairfield, forgive me if I've forgotten anybody, and we also have action groups from some of the areas such as Ruislip against, as well as the 3 residents associations for Ruislip, so it varies. And we've also invited groups who've attended such as HOAC, and other groups are going to continue to grow, I'm sure, over the coming weeks. We are linked to the group, the National Stop HS2 groups and HS2 Action Alliance, and we're also in communication constantly with Ealing Against, groups in North West London and the children's groups and further up the line as well. But obviously they're not forming part of the Hillingdon group, but they are sort of affiliated to us and us to them, and we're also including Denham, Ivor and Richards Park in our meetings because they're so close to Hillingdon, and we feel feel that most things we're doing will also be relevant for them and their community.
Is Hillingdon